All right, very warm welcome to everyone. Let's take a minute to settle in. You can either sit or lie down. I recommend you darken the room so it's more of a seamless space. No inner, no outer. Take a minute to settle in. Very nice. All right, today's session, I'm calling it Synaptic Stretches and Dances. And by that I mean I'm going to be sharing certain things that are quite unexpected and that are going to stretch your imagination in ways, because we sometimes get very locked into a particular way of seeing things, particular kind of reality. So I'm going to purposely stretch all of our imagination a little bit, saying unexpected things, things that you may not have ever thought of before, and just see where it takes you, see what it does. And it's designed to make changes in your way of perceiving yourself and life. Let's see what happens. As I say these things, some of them you never know. For some of you, might trigger something, might trigger some, and it might even trigger some fear. You never know. But there's nothing to. It's not. I'm purposely trying to make you afraid. But if it does, for some of you, trigger fear, just notice that. Nothing to worry about. It may trigger joy. It may trigger fear. It may trigger anything. We all have a different inner landscape, so you never know what triggers what. But it's totally fine. Just be in a place of awareness. One good principle to remember is anything done with awareness is never a problem. So whatever emotion comes up, whatever release happens, it's actually all healthy. Anything that happens in meditation is good. But good. So let's get going. Sit comfortably or lie down. What's it like to experience rain that falls upwards? What if we were in a world where rain fell upwards? What would that look like? What would that feel like? And instead of a kind of a round sky, what if we had a kind of a square sky? It may even be hard to imagine. But a square sky. And what if we were educated and we were told that everything is alive, not just the things we normally think of as alive as humans and animals and ants, but everything is alive. What if that was part of our education? Everything is alive. The wall is alive. The table is alive. The seat you're sitting on is alive. It just speaks a different language. What if you saw everything as alive, with its own personality, with its own needs, with its own desire for some amount of acknowledgement, some amount of love, some amount of appreciation? What if everything is alive? What if coursing through your veins is not blood, but liquid love? What's it like to experience liquid love coursing through your veins? What if some switch goes off in your brain where suddenly stress feels pleasant, tiredness feels pleasant, being overwhelmed feels pleasant? So instead of resisting it and wanting to somehow escape it, all these things we normally resist, they actually feel very pleasant. Anxiety feels pleasant. Fear feels pleasant. What if that switch went off in your brain? Activate the full extent of your imagination. You actually relish it. You aren't just fooling yourself. It's actually quite delicious. What if, as part of our education, we were told not only about time and space, we were told about something called wholeness. Wholeness is how complete you feel. So not only is time management important and space management, what you put in your home and what you keep and don't keep and your belongings and all of that, the size of things, but also wholeness. And wholeness is how complete you feel in any experience. And that is no less of a fundamental attribute of life than time and space. So how you feel with friends and how you feel with people who bully you. And this is as important a factor as anything else. Wholeness. And you live your life based on an awareness of wholeness. Where do I feel whole? Where do I not feel whole? And why? What if a certain hidden gene gets activated, wherein no matter what happens in life, you feel grateful? And when it's a kind of a setback, then you feel intensely grateful. When it's a kind of disappointment, you feel intensely grateful. It's almost like ecstasy. So what if this gene gets triggered, which suddenly changes your neural pathways, suddenly changes your personality, your attitude? No matter what happens, you're grateful. But with disappointments and with unexpected things, you're intensely grateful. What if the next level of evolution after human, so yeah, we die and we're either buried or we cremated or whatever, suddenly we're shocked to find we've become the planet. It's like you ate that spinach and the spinach was shocked to find that it's become a human. Spinach became human. So the human dies and it's shocked to find it becomes a planet. What's it like for you to be a planet? And the planet dies, and the planet becomes something I'm going to call transparent luminescence. Transparent luminescence, a kind of very advanced intelligence, which is hard for us to fathom right now. Transparent luminescence. And one of the features of this transparent luminescence is it can experience any level of existence. So it wants to experience what it's like to be water, in 1 second it experiences water. If it wants to experience a bacteria, it becomes bacteria. If it wants to experience a human, an animal, a planet, an entire galaxy. And it can instantly shapeshift and have the inner experience of any form of existence. What's it like to be transparent luminescence? And something happens and you, as this transparent luminescence, decide to experience life in a very advanced civilization, which has experienced peace and harmony for the last 800 million years. Imagine what happens to a civilization where there's been peace and harmony and meaningful collaboration for 800 million years. What's it like to live in that kind of society? Allow yourself to experience it. And the super advanced civilization that has had peace, harmony, and creative, collaborative, ecstatic innovation for 800 million years recognizes that you're here and they have a gift for you, because they have a gift for everyone who comes. And on a very beautiful, very ornate, very shiny plate, there is a small seed. It's yellowish golden in color. And this is their gift for you. This is one of the highest fruits of their civilization. This is one of the most valuable things they've discovered over 800 million years. And they indicate for you to focus on the seed. And you're captivated by how beautiful it is. The color is something like you've never seen before. You can't say it's yellow, you can't say it's golden. It's something very unique, unnameable. You're captivated by it. And it's hard to say, did you look at it or did it look at you? Or did you eat it or did it eat you? It's hard to say what happens. But something happens. And in this unnameable moment, every single one of you, every single one of us, an irreversible change has happened. We have become conscious participants in awakening and creating. That highly advanced civilization right here in this time. We've been given everything we need to do it. And whether you believe it or not, that's true. Later on, you may be unsure of what happened, but that doesn't take away what just happened. It's a done deal. And now within you, amazing talents, amazing skill, amazing downloads are going to keep on happening. Amazing intuitions are going to keep on arising, which enable you to create something extraordinarily beautiful beyond what you ever imagined. You're awakening the deeper dream within this chaotic dream. It's like you've been given the key. This key is going to unlock everything. Earlier, you thought the sun and the moon and the constellations and the planets are outside. But in this moment, you're realizing, no, can't say they're outside. Can't even say they're inside. It's all just me. So it's hard to say where you begin and where you end. It's like the whole universe has suddenly become your body. And that feels more real as your body than any other body. In every leaf, there are many veins. You might have seen a leaf against the sun. In a single leaf, there are so many veins. And in one tree, there are so many leaves. And then there are so many trees and so many kinds of trees. The trees all over the world, they all have leaves and they all have these subtle veins running through. What's it like for you to experience the flow and the life within all these leaves simultaneously. Somehow, all the children of the world, aged 7 and below, somehow, all the children of the world, aged 7 and below, are looking at you. They're silently looking at you. Somehow, all the children of the world, aged 7 and below, are looking at you. They're silently looking at you. And they just keep looking. This was not supposed to be known to you, but suddenly this information has become available. This was not supposed to be known by you, at least in this lifetime. But somehow there's been a leak and this information has become available. That all the ways in which you suffer, mentally suffer, emotionally suffer, physically suffer, it may seem so meaningless, so unfair. Sometimes you even think you know the answer, but you're not able to live it. But it's suddenly become available to you. That you signed a contract that my experiencing this will release the pain of all children in the universe. And it shouldn't make sense. This seems totally illogical. But that's the contract you signed, that I shall suffer with my own idiosyncrasies, my own hang-ups, my own compulsions, my own self-doubt. And this was not supposed to be known to you, but somehow it's just gotten known to you. That your suffering in this way is releasing the pain, all the children in the universe. It allows them to be innocent. The place from which this revelation has come, they're really hoping you forget this. They're really hoping you forget this. Maybe you will forget it. Maybe you won't. There are these anomalies which happen. So most beings in the universe have a very simple conditioning. It's called the grass is always greener. So the next place, the next thing, the next job, the next relationship, the next whatever seems better than this one. The next country, the next job, the next relationship, the next opportunity, the next practice, the next teacher seems better than this one. But somehow there has been an anomaly. And you are that anomaly. In your case, this grass is greener. This present place you're in, this present job you're in, this present relationship you're in, this present situation you're in, you just love it. And it never even occurs to you that something else should be happening. You're just loving what's happening. This is your anomaly. Most people don't want what they have, and they want what they don't have. And your anomaly is you really want what you have, and you're not that interested in what you don't have. It's not an accident that she's called Mother Earth, because she really has the consciousness of a mother. And in this moment, Mother Earth is looking directly at you and adoring you. And she's bubbling up some really precious, really clean, really pristine energy. She's bubbling up this pure, pristine, clear, fresh, incredibly nourishing, invigorating, energizing energy. And you're getting inwardly lit up with this blessing from Mother Earth. Something has happened. When you hear music, you start understanding advanced mathematics. And when you see anything, you start understanding advanced geometries. And when you taste anything, you start understanding advanced physics. Something has happened. Music teaches you advanced mathematics. Seeing anything makes you understand advanced geometries. Tasting anything makes you understand advanced physics. And touching anything makes you understand advanced chemistry. Not in a mental way, in an actual way. Every single wise person who ever lived, wise being who ever lived, every single lineage of these wise beings, sequence of teacher and student, every single community practiced together. One of the common features of all these wise beings, all these lineages, all these communities, is that they radiated the purest, cleanest blessings out into the world. Even if they didn't do it consciously, their very way of living was radiating clean, pure blessing out into the world. So throughout history, throughout geography, throughout civilizations, all wise beings, wise lineages, and wise communities have radiated out pure, potent blessings. And there's a secret place in the universe where all these blessings converge. And believe it or not, the next 5 seconds, you will be at that point. Welcome to this convergence. Just bask in the glow, all the blessings, all the wise ones, all the lineages and all the traditions, all the communities, right here, right now. This was not supposed to happen, but somehow realize that this body and mind is an avatar. It's not who you are, it's an avatar. It's just a way for the all and all in all of everything to play this game. So it chose to have a body and mind, certain belief systems, certain tendencies. And this was not supposed to happen. You were supposed to think of that as you. But somehow you realize it's just an avatar. And this avatar can't do it wrong. No matter what he or she does, it's all for the infinite delight. Infinite delight for all that is in itself. Just like if you were to put a glass of water over a speaker system, that music would make the surface of the water vibrate. So if you put a much bigger container, that entire surface would vibrate as well, create certain patterns, certain ripples. So in the same way, what appears to be this world, this universe, these people, these events, I would like to experience them as ripples of an underlying vibration, an underlying tune, an underlying harmonic. I would like to see you, yourself, and everything in your life as ripples of an underlying harmonic, underlying tune. I would like to get curious about what is that tune. But like we know, to listen to anything, we have to have a certain measure of silence. So what's it like to be silent enough right now to listen to that tune, from which this entire world, this entire life is reverberating? Just like jellyfish floating in the ocean. All the tightness, all the burdens, like jellyfish coming up to the surface to receive some sunlight. All these parts of you receiving that sunlight, that process becoming the light. So this and other synaptic stretches and expansions and dances will continue. The potency of that red, actually the yellowish, hard to say what color, seed, which you received from that most advanced civilization, is thoroughly impregnated part of your being. It will continue to exert its own magical influence. And everything else from this practice session that was needed and suitable for you is now forever available to you. Whatever was not needed has already been evaporated, it's already dissolved. And just like you can't hold a football underwater for long, now nothing can hold back the full power, the full boldness, the full audacity of your genius, your full genius, whether or not you recognize it, from breaking out and shining out, lighting up the world. Nothing can stop the full audacity of your true genius from breaking out and lighting up the world. And it doesn't matter if you believe this or not. It doesn't even matter if you want this or not. It's meant to happen. It's going to happen. Nothing can stop it from happening. So today's practice was some synaptic massage, getting your brain cells to rewire in some unique ways. And it'll continue, whether or not you understand it. And it'll remake you, reconfigure you, realign you to the original you, which has not been cut and paste, copied, or been too influenced by so-called others. You're just true to yourself. Because who you are, as you are, is enough. Is enough. You are enough. Over the next 3 breaths, a profound integration will happen. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. If you feel like sharing a comment in the chat box, you can. You don't have to. What did today's practice bring up for you? What stayed with you? What was the most powerful part of the practice? What are the most unexpected part of the practice? What stretched you? You can answer any one of those questions. What moved you? What felt most true? So one of you saying that soul contract exists. One of you saying my expansive beingness is an ocean of love and gratitude. Pure, clean, beautiful blessings. Feeling grateful. Imagining myself as the universe was pure bliss. Most true. If it is meant to happen, it will. the sense of wholeness. I am enough. How wonderful. You gave guidance to something that was so ready, grateful. Convergence of blessing was powerful for someone. Blossoming is inevitable. The trees and the leaves and the flow and life. Somehow I feel so disconnected. And that's also fine. You don't have to feel anything special. Just trust it. I deeply felt love flowing through my veins. Feel it all running through my body. The grass is green now. Deeply connected, deep unity. I'm transparent luminescence. Love flowing through my veins. Feeling light inside out. Nitya, this was a strong medicine of love and life, connecting, not disconnecting to the consciousness. The children appealed to me, like their eyes could look through me. Deeply grateful. The sense of a whole new me is getting formed through synaptic realignment, just like the universe presently. Good fun. Thank you all for joining today's session. Have a lovely day, lovely night. Feeling shaken up and disturbed. It's all right. Sometimes the old you has to be shaken up. So just be kind to yourself. Maybe stretch a little bit. Just put your hand on your heart. You'll feel better soon. Great. Take rest. Be well.